I have been sitting here thinking about our Carolina Panthers, and honestly, the uncertainty surrounding our backfield has me searching for answers. Today, a new report surfaced that could shake up everything we thought we knew about our running game moving forward. It is fascinating because it involves a proven veteran who might be looking for a fresh start, and the timing could not be more intriguing for our current roster construction. The more details emerge, the harder it is to ignore the potential shift happening behind the scenes. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your name and city below. Let's get into it. Could the Carolina Panthers be in the market for veteran running back James Conner? CBS Sports analyst Carter Bands recently identified the two-time Pro Bowler as a prime candidate for a trade, and the potential move has everyone talking about our backfield depth. We all remember how last season unfolded after we pried Rico Dowdle away from Dallas. When Chuba Hubbard suffered a mid-season injury, Dowdle stepped up to lead our team with 236 carries, 1,076 yards, and 6 touchdowns before eventually departing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the room looks different with Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks, Trevor Etienne, and A.J. Dillon. But the thought of adding a proven commodity like Conner has caught our attention. The Cardinals are clearly shifting gears after drafting Jeremiah Love 3rd overall and adding Tyler Allgeier, leaving the 31-year-old Conner on the outs. The truth is, seeing a veteran like that potentially hit the market brings up mixed emotions for us. As Carolina Panthers fans, we know this team leaned away from the ground game during the late stages of 2025, and adding a guy with 2 1,000-yard seasons could be the spark we need. However, General Manager Dan Morgan has shown a clear preference for draft capital over aging veterans, which makes a trade seem unlikely. Still, the prospect of snatching him up if Arizona releases him has fans debating his fit in Dave Canales' system. It is a classic dilemma between trusting our young talent and chasing a quick fix for a title run. We need to keep a close eye on how this develops over the coming months because if the Cardinals decide to cut ties, we might be the first team to kick the tires and bring a real hammer into our rotation. Keep pounding. And honestly, the backstory to this potential move starts with how volatile our backfield became after Rico Dowdle left for Pittsburgh. Last season, we saw the pendulum swing from Chuba Hubbard, who looked like a breakout star in 2024, to Dowdle carrying the load once injury struck. Now that Dowdle is gone and we have added pieces like A.J. Dillon to the mix with Jonathan Brooks and Trevor Etienne, the room feels talented but completely untested. This brings us to James Conner, a veteran who thrived in Arizona but is now the odd man out after the Cardinals used the number 3 pick on Jeremiah Love. Conner is 31 and coming off a significant ankle injury, which is a scary proposition for any team looking to invest long-term. However, he is a 2-time Pro Bowler with a track record of toughness that we have historically admired in Charlotte. Behind closed doors, I bet Dan Morgan and Dave Canales are weighing the risk of another mid-season collapse against the benefit of a seasoned leader. We have seen this movie before when we brought in older vets to stabilize the roster, and it is a gamble that either pays off with veteran poise or results in dead money on the cap. The front office knows Conner's expiring contract makes him a low-risk reclamation project if Arizona decides to cut ties entirely. It is a classic move to balance youthful potential with hardened experience, especially if they feel our current committee approach is not enough to carry the offense through a long, grueling winter. The bottom line here is that while Morgan usually covets draft picks, adding a proven commodity like Conner for the right price could be the final piece of the puzzle to ensure we finally return to the playoffs. Keep pounding. The bottom line here is that our backfield situation has reached a critical boiling point because we cannot afford another season of abandoning the run when the game matters most. If Dan Morgan decides to pursue James Conner, we are looking at a fundamental shift in our offensive identity under Dave Canales. Bringing in a veteran workhorse like Conner would immediately crowd a depth chart already featuring Chuba Hubbard, Jonathan Brooks, Trevor Etienne, and A.J. Dillon, forcing a difficult decision regarding roster spots and cap allocation. Adding a physical presence like Conner changes our approach to interior line play and provides the short yardage stability we desperately lacked last year. Think about it this way, facing off against Kellen Moore and the Saints twice a year requires a punishing ground game to control the clock and keep their high-powered offense on the sideline. If we control the trenches, our path to the playoffs becomes significantly clearer as we no longer have to rely solely on the passing game to bail us out of third and long situations. This move would force our divisional rivals to respect a multifaceted attack, drastically improving our chances against the stiff competition we face in the NFC South. And I cannot stress this enough, if Connor becomes available via release, we must strike quickly because having a proven, albeit aging, Pro Bowler provides a security blanket for our younger backs that is worth every penny of a team-friendly deal. This move transforms us from a team that hopes for explosive plays into a balanced unit that dictates the tempo of every single contest. As Carolina Panthers fans, we need to be prepared for the front office to make a splash that elevates our standing, ensures our playoff viability, and keeps our postseason hopes alive heading into the final stretch. Keep pounding. And here is where it gets interesting, as the potential pursuit of James Conner brings a fascinating debate to the table for us Carolina Panthers fans. The massive upside of bringing in a veteran like Connor is his proven track record as a bell cow back who can stabilize an offense during critical red zone situations, providing the type of physical, short yardage presence that our current room might lack if young players hit a rookie wall. If we can land him on a bargain deal, he offers a massive upgrade in pass protection and leadership that younger guys like Jonathan Brooks or Trevor Etienne are still learning. However, we have to weigh the significant downside, as Connor is 31 years old and coming off a major ankle surgery, which raises serious questions about his durability for a full season. Relying on an aging veteran with an expiring contract often blocks the development of our high-upside draft picks, and Dan Morgan has shown a clear preference for building through younger, cheaper assets. Around the league, analysts are split, with many suggesting that Arizona is looking to dump his salary to focus on the youth movement led by Jeremiah Love. Some insiders argue that teams like the Panthers should avoid the injury-prone label associated with older backs at all costs. What I really think about this situation is that while the talent is undeniable, our front office is smart enough to stay the course with the current youth movement unless the price drops to absolute peanuts. The bottom line is that we need to trust the process under Coach Dave Canales rather than chasing another aging name just for the sake of reputation. If the market collapses, maybe we take a flyer, but otherwise, I would rather see our younger backs fight for those crucial carries every single week. Keep pounding. The bottom line here is that the Carolina Panthers are clearly prioritizing long-term versatility and youth under Coach Dave Canales rather than banking on aging veterans. By investing in talents like Jonathan Brooks and Trevor Etienne, this team is signaling a strategic shift toward a sustainable, multi-year competitive window. While the potential availability of James Conner is intriguing, our front office has proven they prefer building through the draft over chasing expensive short-term fixes. You should feel genuinely optimistic about this direction because we finally have a clear identity that values durability and fresh legs over past accolades. This roster construction suggests we are no longer looking for a quick patch, but are instead methodically building a core that can dominate for years to come. Think about it this way. Even if the ground game struggled late in 2025, the presence of A.J. Dillon and the youth in our backfield offers a much higher ceiling than relying on a 31-year-old coming off surgery. The transition phase is officially over, and the focus is now squarely on execution and development as we enter this crucial campaign. We have all the pieces to be dangerous, and the only remaining question is how fast these young guys can adapt to the speed of the professional level. With that said, I want to hear from you directly. If James Conner ends up being cut by Arizona, should Dan Morgan roll the dice on him for a veteran presence, or would that take too many carries away from our rising stars like Brooks and Etienne? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Keep pounding. I'll see you in the next one.